What's going on, everybody? I'm professional singer David Brailey, and today I have a request from Discord. This comes from Sister Turtle. She's one of our moderators over on Discord. Please go ahead and join us over there if you have not already. Today, she's requested us to pull out a little bit of a group called Ateez. They're a South Korean group made out of 8 young gentlemen who debuted in 2018. This song is called Turbulance, and I'm looking forward to it. Here it goes.
어린 걸지 몰라 까만 하늘은 돌아 조급함이 만들어 널 난 기르는 눈에 비틀어 떨어지네 waterfall 끝이 없는 freefall 거친 바람에 떠진 맘에 세상은 내게 주란만을 택하라는 듯 그런 모든 말 이 끝에 우린 어디로 어떤 모습으로 무엇이 돼야만 하나 텐디의 겨울에 이기도 못한다는데 듣고 있나요 너.
All right, wow, what a start. What a phenomenal start. I will go back to the a little bit further when we restart. We started off really strong. What a really nice music, great use of their musicality. Really pulled back on the voice, nice and floaty, nice and airy. I'm going to come out with, I'm going to make a warm-up that will help, if you ever want to sing like that, help you actually get that lovely buoyancy in the top of your range. You know, it's hard to sing that high sometimes when even if you're baritone, tenor, once you get to your high stuff, it's hard to just let it float the way these guys are doing it. But there are certain exercises you can do, and I'm going to post a few. I'm going to post 1 or 2 this week. Moving on with that, beautiful vocals coming in, really nicely. Tip of the cap to the sound guy for the lovely overall. The transitions of each vocalist, they're even, but they're different. You know, the EQs are perfectly. They give them all different character. The sound equalization there. Their timbres are also very different, so you need a sound guy that could, really jump in and make sure that comes out. Because often in boy groups, you have groups that sound very, very similar. Like people who just sound very similar, and you forget who's singing what. But what I've noticed in a lot of the groups out of Korea, very, very individualized spaces. And these guys have exactly that. You could hear that when they come in together, they're listening, they have that musicality, that understanding of, okay, this isn't the time for me to be the soloist and use and try to stand out. This is the time for me to sit back, hang out with the group, listen to the rest of the guys, and just be a part of that one unity sound. So it's great to know that the band knows the difference between the solo and then the group, and not sticking out, making it's all about the big picture, the little pictures within the bigger picture, and they get it. I like that. Moving forward, let's rewind this just a tiny bit. All right, let's go back to 52 seconds. Here we go. Let's stop right there. Just because I wanted to talk a little bit about, there's one gentleman in there, I believe it's sat right next to him there. What a beautiful, beautiful phrase. Again, I do not speak Korean. I can only speak I can count to 10. I don't know why I remember that. I took like 6 taekwondo classes when I was like 8, but for whatever reason, I remember how to count to 10. It is not helpful for me right now. his vibrato, what he was singing, his phrasing, his musical phrasing. And then he had this wonderful emotion behind his voice and this beautiful, solid, nice high timbre. But then he opens up. His placement is incredibly safe right behind the nose. You could hear it as he's high. It almost sounds quite forward. But he has this wonderful vibrato. Really, really dug it. I mean, all of them do, but I wanted to point out that one specifically. Let's pull back a little bit to the beginning of the rap if I can. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
쓰러져 방향을 찾지 못해 방향의 원더를 날개가 꺾이고 입술려 버린 무서워 지치고 지겨워 내 계속해서 멀어져 높은 곳에서 내려다본 세상은 두렵긴 해 청춘이란 물음표에 쏟아부치는 여행 떨어지는 waterfall 끝이 없는 freefall 거친 바람에 다친 맘에 세상은 내게 포기만을 택하라는 듯 끝없는 어둠만 이 끝에 우린 어디로 어떤 모습으로 무엇이 되야만 하나 단지는 겨울
Yeah, man. That rap section, that whole bridge section where you got the rap coming in, obviously every group has their rap genius, and this guy again, wonderful flow, a great timbre of his voice, great intention behind the voice, moving along with the music. It's hard to rap over a soft beat, but really moved along with the music nicely. Then of course when you went from the extreme, almost the heavy, graspy sort of rapper voice to the really nice sort of higher floated voice that's giving you a nice little paradiddle going on in their rhythms, and then off just the way they write and arrange these songs to go from one dynamic to different dynamic and really just make everybody stand out in their own unique way, and then allow that uniqueness to add to the overall music. Does that make sense? Okay, here we go.
무사히 도착하게 들어야겠네 Shine over on 사람들은 그걸 별이나 보는 테니 그저 빛나면 돼 중요한 fever 그 끝에 우린 여기서 지금 모습으로 다시 돼야 한다면
Okay, last stop. That was so much fun. That little B section, that C section that they had in there. That was a lot of fun. That I don't know whether the bridge, I thought we already passed that, but hey, whatever. Figuring that out as I go. But that wonderful transition. Again, I think I've said this a bajillion times when it comes to a lot of different styles from whether it be South Korean music or current music out of South Korea, game music, even pop music from the States. It's the levels. It's creating the levels. So what they really did in that is they almost set up like a false drop, led into an intense ending, but then it softened. It softened and rolled backwards. So that tricks you. You know, it's a bit of a trick that they can do, but it makes you feel something, that intensity, but then it drops into this softness. So it's like almost, you're being yelled at, but then suddenly you're falling into a feather, a down feather pillow or something. But that's like the idea of it. And it works so well. And they're all so good at doing it. And again, the different timbres, the different uniqueness of everybody's voice is just playing out, working really well to accentuate the music, the intention behind the music, why they wrote the music, what the story's about. It's just, it's really great, really well thought out arranging. And then clearly the talent is right there on top of it. I mean, it was written for the individuals, was what it feels like. And that's what it should really be. But it isn't always. And these guys really, it's harmonious. It works together. Their talent and the music, they work with each other to create this great picture. Let's keep moving. I think we're going to finish this one up.
되기를 바래 너도 같기를
Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh. Wow. I mean, in all honesty, the only thing I can really say that might be slightly negative towards the end has nothing to do with the band or the group whatsoever. Holy compression, Batman. I wanted that to come at me. I wanted that to come at me a little bit more. It was a full sound, but it was compressed. That young man was singing up. He broke right through his mix, and he was just about to flip, and then it pulled it back. I wanted that build to be a bit more. Again, that is nothing to the band, the group. They were giving it. You could hear them. You could hear the dynamic, and it's the band. The band is the reason I want more from the sound. Again, this is a YouTube clip, so 8,000 different factors can be coming in. That is something I would be looking for in a live performance, though, especially that build. What a lovely build. And again, these guys know when they're not in the limelight. They know when they're not singing a solo. Yeah, I'm the high tenor part, but I'm the tenor part amongst 8 separate parts, and I'm going to sing with the rest of the group. I'm not going to sing it unless I'm told, or unless it is my solo. I'm not going to stand out. The harmonies at the end, the dual harmonies that they had, really beautiful followed. That was a really nice touch on the sound guys, the sound engineers side, because the levels were really nice. You know, the leveling of those harmonies moving up, really, really nice. That was a really great song. I love that Sister Turtle sent me the live, and this is from a program I believe called It's Live, where all these bands come out and show that they're not just, you know, lip syncing on to a track on stage. They come out and they show, no, we've worked our butts off, and we are this talented, and now we're going to show it to you. I like it. I'm going to keep my eye on that stream of music for this South Korean type of music, the K-pop or whatever, the industry, the universe. I don't want to say the wrong things. Good God, heaven forbid. But I'm going to keep an eye out on it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. I did, and I'll talk to you soon. Appreciate it. Bye.